We're down at Linch Hill today on Christchurch Lake. I actually got here last night, ahead of the cameraman and that, just to give myself the heads up on where the fish are. I always like to do that. So I've been up all night, sort of listening where the fish are. I'm watching this morning from first light, and I've actually got myself a fish in the bag, and what a fish it is. It's a mega one, big, deep, dark mirror-like, and yeah, we're going to get it out, and then after that, I'll run you through what I've been doing and that, and yeah, hopefully there's some time for another one. So here's a fish from this morning, 43 pounds, 14 ounces. Absolutely buzzing. This fish called baby poolies. Christchurch is full of these scaly bangers, so who knows what could happen. But even if I didn't catch anything, I'm more than made up with this. So let's get it back. Well, just got that one back, and what a way to start. Absolutely buzzing. Just had a brew, had a little chill, and as I was doing that, actually, you see a little bit of sheeting around the spot, so I thought better get that rod back out. You know, there's a good chance of a late morning bite. Went back out, first cast, real sweet, bang on the rod tip. She's fishing. Like I said earlier on, we're down at Christchurch on the Linch Hill complex. There's 3 lakes on the complex. You've got Christchurch, which is where we are today. And then you've got Willow Lake, which is a small one. It's got a nice little island on it. Still got loads of scaly bangers in that one as well. And then the Stone Acres, which is a syndicate. I've fished here for over 10 years now, on and off. You know, did some hard time on here. It's just one of them places that I just keep coming back to. The reason I fish it is because of these fish. You know, they're just bangers like that one this morning. You know, every single one is just so unique. There's everything from big, deep, boxy commons to the big, long linears. Everything that you want to be seeing in the bottom of your net. I've had quite a lot of 40 pounders out here. I've had quite a lot of the 18. There's still a few that I haven't had though, believe it or not. And that's why I keep coming back, you know, until them ones that I really want in my album are in there. And I'll just come here until it's done, because every one deserves a place in that album. Getting on in the day a bit now. It's getting up for about 11 o'clock. The fish have definitely been still feeding this morning, right up until now really, just starting to really drop off. We've been doing bits of sheeting out there. I see a couple of bird signs tell me that the fish was still active down on the bottom, so I've kept them rods out. But as it stands now, that it really starting, it's telling me the fishing's stopping, so it's telling me that the fish are coming up in the layers or getting into the edges. So as soon as I know they're moving, that means I need to get on the move and find out where they're going to. Could be a good chance for a bite in the edge somewhere, so that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to wind in and go for a mooch, try and find where the fish are, prep a couple of zones and try and find an opportunity. You know, I've got plenty of time down here and I don't want to spend it just sat behind rods for no reason. The fish are telling me they're on the move, I'm getting on the move, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go for a little stalk now, or at least prep a few likely zones, you know. Hopefully, best possible thing that could happen is find some fish feeding or just in an area. One thing I do is I just need to prep some bait to take with me in a bucket. Nothing too crazy, you know. I'm not using any big super mix that can look quite blatant, i.e. loads of boilie and unnatural things. I wouldn't use anything like a bright bait in the edge. I really like to keep things as natural as possible. So I just use literally just a little bit of crushed tiger. You know, I'm only going to apply probably a little half an handful to a few different spots. A little bit of crushed tiger for that white fleck. It's a bit like snail shells, you know. White's actually quite a common colour on the bottom. You know, I've done a lot of fishing from the boats on, say, Stone Acres, and when you're looking down there through the aquascope, you see a lot of white down there, you know, snail shells, little flecks of gravel and that coming through, and they really do like that. A few whole tigers, just for that crunch effect, you know. That's one thing that a boilie will never replicate. It's that crunch of the tiger nut. They can slam back on them teeth and really break open that goodness. I do still use a few boilies in the edge, but not too many, just a few little chops and that, just to get them flavours leaking upwards, you know, oils and things. I try and keep everything as natural as possible, because the fish are just so on edge. You know, when they're in the margins, you know, they know that that's where the pressure comes from. The water's really shallow, generally gin clear in the edges as well, and they can feel all them vibrations and everything. So it's all about being stealthy and as natural as possible when it comes to your rigs and also the bait that you're applying there. Again, it's not something that I'd go piling loads of bait in. It's just little bits and bobs here and there, something from to come across and hopefully drop down on. I'm now using monster particles. I used to prep my own baits, my own particles and that, but now literally this is as I would use it, prepping it myself, so it saves me a lot of time, and it's just so cheap, you know, and it just comes so fresh. There's no additives or any sort of you know, it's not PVA friendly and things like that. Putting preservatives, stuff like that can really affect your particles. I like it as fresh as. You know, when this comes through my door, if I've got a good stack of it, some of it's still warm, you know, and that just gives you massive confidence that it's literally just come out the boil, got in the post and turned up on your door. So that's why I use this stuff. It saves me a lot of aggro, and again, it actually works out even cheaper and less time consuming, obviously. So that's the mix made, and yeah, just gonna go and prime a few zones now, hopefully to find some fish. But yeah, nice and simple, nice and natural, simple as that really. There's a couple of fish just under the surface out here. One of them's a real good one as well. But yeah, this is the sort of zone that I'll now prep, you know, in the edges. As soon as that sun swings around here and starts hitting this edge, there's a good chance them fish could draw right into this margin. There's a few here now. So basically, a couple of ways you can do this. You can bait it from the edge if you want. Obviously getting up a tree with a bucket's an art in itself, like, but if you can do it, it is a way I like to do it. Sometimes you can use a baiting spoon, but I like to be really accurate. Like this spot, I'm gonna get this bait on, is probably yay big as a bucket lid. And I want to try and get it as accurate as I can, with as little disturbance as I can, and just a little bit. Because if I end up having to chuck a few handfuls to try and get it direct, like I say, the angle's deceiving from the ground, so I'm trying to be as direct as I can, over the top, one little handful, plonk on the spot. So the fish have moved out the area, so in a second, let me get a bit up. Bang, just like that. Basically, I have to find that opportunity, but to come back, get my kit. You know, some people might think, oh, we should have your kit with you all the time, but last thing I want to be doing is lugging kit all the way around the lake, because what it does, it affects you stopping in every nook and cranny. You've got to be getting up every tree, and if you're putting your gear down, picking it up, it can almost make you lazy to stopping. So I've gone round, found myself an opportunity. I know I'm no more than 2 minutes away from my tackle at any time, so I can come back, whip it all together. All I'm getting is literally rod, got my little
a little pouch with everything that I need in it. Scales, mat, sling, unhooking mat, one alarm. Job's a good one. All I've got to do, fold it all up inside this, and yeah, I'm back round there. So, the swans just absolutely turned me over. Surprise attack. Usually I'm onto the birds, you know, trying to keep them off. Had I clocked them coming up the margin, I would have jumped down quick, ran down, fed them off down there, you know, give them a load of free feed in the margin, but yeah, it was a surprise attack, come out of nowhere before I knew it, they were on it. There's quite a few fish sat in this corner. I'm going to go around there, weigh it up, have another look at the other spot that I prepped down there, and have a look, maybe there might be a floater opportunity, you know. I'll take any opportunity I can to try and catch a fish, and it seems like that might be the best way. But like I say, I'm going to put a little bit of bait back on this spot anyway. The swans are just doing a round, they're going to go up the other end now anyway. They're just doing their daily round of the margins. I've had that one in an headlock before. Not really, but yeah. He's been on here years, and me and him have got a, you know, we've got beef going on, ongoing beef. But yeah, it's what it is. That's fishing. I don't get frustrated, as you can see. Where's he gone? Right, after getting back from that stalking opportunity today, I've got back, got myself all prepped in the swim. Basically, the swim had been rested all day, you know, no doubt fish had congregated in the area and felt that bit of safety. And the last thing I want to do as soon as I get back into the swim is start leading around and messing around without being ready to go. So what I like to do is prep everything up, get all my rigs on, get the hook baits on, you know, get the bait prepped up. All them bits need to be done and ready before I put one lead into that water, rather than getting it back into the swim or even when you start the session, you know, getting into the swim, doing your leading, and then you're messing around for an hour or so, prepping your rigs and that, then you're getting your rods out, then you're prepping your bait, then you're getting that out. You know, what you've done there is strategically put pressure through the swim, so I like to get everything ready to go before I put any pressure in there, and then it all goes out. Leading, rigs, bait, job done. Sun's just set, rods have gone out, absolutely smack on. Exactly the same as yesterday, tactics-wise really. Apart from, I've just got all three rods on one spot pretty much. There's a bit of a hump out there. I just put 3 balanced baits, 2 spoms over each rod, so 6 spoms in total. Same mix, everything the same. And just the same as last night, I feel just as confident. You know, it's all down to the fish now. I've done everything within my power to get it all right. Everything's gone spot on. And if they turn back up, like they did this morning, you know, it's absolutely game on, without a doubt. Barbie's lit, gonna have some food and definitely get an early night because I think I deserve it. Well, that was a quiet night. Bit of an anti-climax really, you know, it started off feeling really good for a bite and the fish just moved past me, ended up down the other end of the pond. Put it down to the conditions really, you know, they've really drifted away this week. There's been very little in the way of any conditions, just been flat, calm, warm. I'm sure you guys can all relate to sort of terrible conditions at fishing. However, you know, it's been a mega session, 43 pounder, and a fish like that, you know,
they're not to be like frowned upon. I am buzzing still, you know. And it is all about, for me, that's big carp fishing, you know. It's not about bites. What I do is I go fishing for one specific fish, you know, generally to target a certain one, or big fish, you know, big scaly stunners, just like that one that I had. That's what fishing is all about for me, you know. I'm not Tom Maker, you know, just hauling little pasties all day, you know. I like to get a nice special carp. And that's exactly what's happened. I'm absolutely buzzing. It's been a mega session. I've worked really hard to try and force a bite, and that's what I always do, you know, and the amount of times that them things have paid off and I've ended up getting bites out the edge and off the surface and out in the pond. You know, these are the sort of things that I'm doing to catch fish. It's all worked really well, you know, and like I say, catching that one, it just shows that it's testament to the bait, isn't it? You know, I'm doing the right things to catch a fish like that. You know, they don't come out every day of the week, you know, once, twice a year, if that. So yeah, I'm buzzing. It's been a mega session, and yeah, we'll definitely be getting back out on the bank soon, and yeah, maybe get some more bangers just like that one.